Because she posted something and I was like, I'm going to go see the actual channel for this, what it's all about. Anyway. Yeah.
I'm going to ignore the shit out of that.
So, McDonald's chips. McDonald's likes to only use
a certain potato.
A certain potato. And
I can't remember the name.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it either. It was a familiar name, but I can't remember the
name.
Yeah,
but it's a particular potato, but it's the only potato that's long.
Yeah, well, it's a potato that's abnormally long compared to other potatoes. It's just why they like it. But it's prone to some kind of disease. It's called necrosis or something like that. So it gets this little lines over it that, like, if you saw it at a farmer's market, you wouldn't give a shit. Like, it's just a potato.
Yeah.
But McDonald's only buys potatoes that are completely blemish-free. So then, to stop the blemish, they have to spray for aphids, because aphids spread the disease that causes necrosis. And the particular pesticide that they use to spray for the aphids is so fucking heinous that the farmers...
Yeah, no, then they have to get there. They don't go out there for 6 weeks and then they have to go, whatever! We're
6
playing
days.
Punisher!
I was telling for the people.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so the farmers don't go out.
Oh.
Yeah, Punisher! So the Punisher would punish these people for using this pesticide, because the farmers don't leave the house for like 5 days or something. And then when the potatoes are harvested, they have to sit in a climate controlled warehouse and off gas for like 6 weeks or something.
Yes.
And Will's getting bored with me for some reason, because I'm educating the world. But anyway, and then we have to off gas because the actual like pesticide gets into the potatoes. It's just fucked up. Wow. His arms are bigger than his head.
Yeah.
Look at his shoulders. It's ridiculous. Why do they make them
exactly
so...
an amazingly, graphical game.
Yeah, but, Buggerlug's cop and Buggerlug's female cop are relatively proportioned. How come he looks like
he is
an idiot? He looks like a retard. Looks like he was an ex-footballer that's just taken a few too many hits.
Well,
eye damage through crowns all the time.
This game came out after the 2004 Punisher, I think. Whichever one had John Travolta in it.
Yeah, right.
John Travolta wasn't the Punisher.
Yeah,
he was the bad guy.
Yeah.
And whoever played the Punisher in that movie, I can't remember his name.
No, I can't either.
He is the voice actor for this Punisher.
Right.
So it's sort of...
So why didn't they model it off of him?
I don't know. I think they modelled it off the Punisher in the comics.
Yeah.
And this game, I always wanted to play it, and so it's good that I sort of had played it. Now, I sort of played it a bit before this, but it's...
Look at him, he's fucking huge. Sorry, yeah?
Yeah, well, he's fucking tanked, man.
But he's towering over everybody.
He's not, it's not shit, but at the same time, it's not great. It was heavily censored, I know that. Like, heavily.
Yeah, which then always begs the question, why release it?
It had a lot of... Well, what was heavily censored was you had the mechanic of being able to torture criminals.
Yeah.
And so the torturing has been heavily censored. I mean, you can still go on a mass murder spree and just fuck everyone up.
Oh, okay.
But just the particular torture scenes get censored. It just goes black when you go to do it. The scenes are still there. You just need to, use a Game Shark or something to get rid of the black over bit.
Ah, okay.
So you can search them on YouTube, and they are quite, they're graphic, but they're not that graphic because the graphics weren't amazing.
Yeah.
Not worth censoring, in my opinion. Which I think the game suffered a little bit because of that. My frames!
Slow run. Oh, look at my guns. Yeah. With my slow run. He's mugging a woman. Oh, what a low life.
No, wait for it. Wait for it.
Quick kill.
Boom!
Break a neck.
Yeah, problem is, a lot of the...
I like how she's like, oh yeah, you just killed a guy. Whatever.
The problem is a lot of the
Now take a handbag.
a lot of the death animations aren't amazing. Like Dan, like he didn't sort of have the visceral sort of smash that a lot of games now would have.
Yeah, that's right.
I do like the dialogue there. Is that she's like, thanks, and he's like, what for? And she's like, for saving me? And then he's like, oh yeah. It's just killing bad.
Saving you? I just killed a man.
Now we just watched.
He doesn't. You have that whole wallowing self-pity thing, like Batman does. He just kicks righteous ass. I want to watch the Netflix one.
Looking dumpster. That was. Oh look, what's that say? Oh
fuck! Oh dear God! Man,
brutal.
this is like. Don't walk down this fucking alley, hey.
And then these guys are like, oh look, it's the Punisher, and then they start like just ragging on you, which is a terrible idea.
Yeah, that is a terrible idea. Let's throw this guy a window when there's clearly a witness.
Basically,
the witness is the Punisher. Oh, yeah, you suck, Punisher.
This is just a crackdown, essentially. Because I certainly.
Oh, we weren't trying to kill him, man. We were just seeing if he could fly.
I certainly didn't polish, model my dress code to the Punisher.
Yeah.
I don't have a trench coat and the Punisher t-shirt.
No.
Ooh. Yeah, you seem to lose points for killing them, even though you did a successful interrogation, and so I'm wondering if it's just sort of glitching, or whether I'm killing them too soon.
Oh no! Don't kill me!
I can't remember.
Oh!
I mean, I did kill him, but I think you can
just an uppercut kills him. Damn. Mind you, you know, I've been like punched by a tree.
It is fun. I will admit it is a fun game, and it's unfortunate that there hasn't really been many Punisher games.
Yeah, we'll wait until after the Netflix series, and then
I'm really fucking looking forward to that.
Yeah, it was good in
Daredevil.
Yeah.
I had issues with that actor because I hated him in The Walking Dead, but mostly because I just the feeling that he was just a really good actor and made me hate his character.
Well, I was gonna say, you hated his character.
Yeah. But his Punisher was just so fucking good. I'm so looking forward to that series.
It was fucking gory, like.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, just beating the guy in the diner. Oh.
With the butt of the gang.
It's like getting crunchy.
It was great. Or the bit where he goes to the pawn shop and he buys a heap of stuff, and then the guy's like, "Oh, I've got this porn DVD of like fucking underage girls." At which point he just like turns the side around.
Closed shop. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah.
And then gets
my
the baseball
family gets
bat
taken
just
from
beats
me.
him
I think I would like to go Punisher. But of course, the problem there is that he's like, ex-special forces and shit.
Yeah.
And I am just like flabby me.
I don't know, man. You've got some of that survival tracking bullshit.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. I do my best, but I can't just get hold of the ex-military hardware like that.
Oh yeah. But neither did he. He didn't. I mean, he had a couple of handguns and stuff, but he had to go out and actually buy stuff.
Yeah. Suppose he's in America.
Yeah. We do live in it's not that hard to get guns in America. We live in Australia, so, it's a bit harder for us.
Crack addict behind a television. It's a big television.
Oh, I mean, it's great going through all the fucking special kills and stuff.
Knife to the neck.
One of my favourite ones is where he tosses the shotgun at them and then just stabs them.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah, because he tosses the shotgun at them, they catch it, at which point he just stabs them in the face.
Beautiful.
The handgun.
How you doing?
The handgun aiming is a bit rough. It's a bit loose.
This kind of looks like it feels like a cheaply produced GTA.
Yeah, a bit. Yeah,
like feels a little bit like GTA San Andreas, but like
It certainly has that a bit of that look.
yeah. I say San Andreas because it's like one of the older ones.
Yeah.
That wasn't. Yeah, but still had the, more interactive gameplay and the 3D graphics and shit.
Mm.
I love the original one though. Good old days.
The original one with the top down car in it.
Yeah. So you walk around with a flamethrower and just like toasting a whole conga line of nuns. Boom! Oh, in the top of the head. And Bugalugs doesn't.
Yeah, wait for it.
Oh! Throws the gun and then shoots him in the top of the head. Oh! Stab in the face!
You see, like, they didn't censor any of this.
Yeah, so what's the difference between that and...
It's just, censors, man, are retarded.
So weird.
So many things, like, they'll censor little bits, but then they won't censor other bits, and like, what dictates being censored and what doesn't? What was so bad about the torture scenes, but isn't this? Like, you're maiming a person.
Yeah.
Isn't it just, that's why I hate that sort of...
I mean, from
How
an
do you
ethical
dictate-
standpoint, I suppose that in this it's combat and can be justified as self-defense, etc., etc. But except for that dude that you just shot in the head, his hat was standing there, hands up.
Yeah.
And then you just threw him a gun. Now got a reason. Bang.
Just using his American police officer training.
Yeah. And so.
Get out of the way, damn it.
Yeah, whereas torture, it's like, you've got a captive person against their will that, there's no...
If you kill innocents, the game is over.
Ooh.
So you got to be careful. Those little glowing bits would have been special kills if I hadn't killed them the other way, and you could throw them out the window.
Ah.
Yeah.
Lame. There better be some more special kills.
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna keep
Ooh,
it sad.
I've got a baseball bat.
Ooh.
The baseball bat, I was a little bit disappointed.
Oh, get the crack.
Not
Oh, is
amazing.
he holding on to his cock? Is he gonna rape her?
Probably. Not
Ah.
anymore. Splinters in the face. Now I think she just screams at you to get away. And he's like, the authorities will be here soon.
Slur.
Because when he's not fucking torturing and killing people, he has the character development of a fucking lobotomied oyster.
Yeah. Ooh. Is that a special?
Yep.
Oh, please, man!
Don't kill me! I'm not gonna
but
kill
what
you.
about Bugalugs you threw on the
I'm just
dumpster?
gonna loosen your tongue.
Oh, that's brutal.
This is
How is that not interrogation?
That is interrogation.
I mean, how is that not like torture?
Yeah, I know.
That's basically a torture scene. He's
I'm
unarmed.
unsure if I'm pretty sure that is a torture scene, but I can't remember if that one got censored or not.
Oh, you let him go.
Yeah, because he tells these other dudes not to attack me. And so then I walk in there and attack them.
He's got a gun.
Yeah, see, he won't attack me because this dude told him not to attack.
Huh. That's cool.
Except I am the Punisher,
Yeah.
and no one survives.
I should have used him as a human shield. Amateur.
Yeah, I know, but I was just enjoying myself with the if I was boom.
Boom!
If
Oh,
I was
rough.
if I was, playing it properly, then I would be doing that. I did that in The Last of Us and stuff, but this is
Yeah, I don't think this probably has the mechanics to actually do that. Does it?
yeah. You can just run through the whole level just doing all the special kills and you'll be right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
hostage situation.
Pow! Oh, look at him. He's the Bonds model.
What an asshole. Thanks for
Now, how about you get out of the fucking crack house and reevaluate your lives?
Yeah. They just made the mistake of walking down that alley.
Not true.
Never walk down the alley, man.
Come on in.
Now, this bitch requisitions you for sex.
Right.
And the Punisher says no.
Yeah.
Punisher is chaste.
That and she's in a crack house. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, true. I think she says, man, you don't know what you're missing. And the Punisher's like, yeah, I think I do.
Really? Really, I do. Ah, they're stoned as.
Yeah.
What? You don't kill them because they're stoned?
Yeah, I think they count as innocents.
Oh.
Fucking Christ.
Boom!
Yeah. While they're holding it, cocking it, and then poof. Ah, this place is dingy.
Yeah.
But anyway.
It's a crack den.
We're running out of things to talk about. We haven't even talked about that.
Are we
much.
sorry? Alright.
No, just give me a sec. I'm going to open the dialogue. I mean, the page.
Potatoes! Chicken nuggets! Food! No! Healthy. I'm just trying to offend Will, which means actually talking about anything that would make, a healthier life choice.
Whatever.
Would just benefit the world in
I'm
general.
pretty sure the Punisher, for eating, he just has this smoothie. That's all he eats every day. It's just this particular smoothie that gives you all the nutrients you need for the entire day. That's what he survives on.
Right, so he's just quaffing bull semen.
Yeah.
Just pints of it. He's just got his supplier.
Ooh.
Through the head.
And he just lives in his van. Even though in this he has an apartment, in the comic he actually just lives in a van. Traveling from place to place. Now, I'm
This
pretty
is
sure.
van
Now, the thing is, I
punishes
didn't
him.
realize this, is that he was holding one of their own members hostage, which means I could have just shot him through the dude.
Lame.
Because I immediately just thought, oh, hostage situation, I need to save the hostage. But then after this, I come along and it's like, oh, I can kill him.
Dear. Sorry, fella. Not sorry.
No. Oh, no, I want the... Oh, fucking, I'm trying to get the...
Get our mad topics.
Yeah. Little private group. Here it takes. There we go.
Yeah, kill him.
It's
that's
pretty.
innocent.
Yeah, that's an innocent. It's pretty.
He's not.
Yeah, basically, you're seeing all the mechanics right here. So there's nothing much you can explain. You do also have a sort of infinite, sort of devil trigger mode. That's like berserker mode, where you just run around with a knife and slaughtering everybody.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Catch this. Wham! I like how it gives it a bit of a twist.
Yeah. But otherwise, there's not much other mechanics. The torture mechanic was really the big sort of selling point for the game, and it got horribly censored. So
Lame.
I think even some countries just flat out refused to sell it
Still the game.
in Europe. Yeah.
Huh. Hope they remake it.
There's your bullshit. Oh man,
Punished
I would
2.
just love it if they remade it.
Yeah. Just like picture Batman mechanics but with torture
Fucking oath.
and killing. Because Batman's a pansy. There's not like a pansy, Bit of
Apparently,
a
the first lady of Japan pretended that she couldn't speak English.
Did I post that or did you do it?
You did.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It was good.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, because Trump I think Trump made mention of the fact that made sitting next to her for the 2-hour dinner or whatever
like,
awkward
do you
because
speak
she didn't
English?
speak English.
Yeah.
And yet if you go online you can find
She speaks
a video of her giving a speech in English, like a whole speech, not just a.
Oh no, me is not speaking no English.
Yeah, that's so good. Just
And then he's
beautiful.
like, oh, of course, because he's a racist cunt.
Yeah.
And then at which point she's just like, sucker.
Yeah. There's more shit with that stupid motherfucker. What, he's like fired his press secretary and somebody else is
I
starting.
can't honestly blame him. Have you heard Sean Spicer talk?
No, but, well, I probably have, but I can't picture what little motherfuckers have.
Like, to be fair, he is the press secretary for Donald Trump. So already he's, doomed to failure.
Yeah.
But at the same time, this is the guy that said, not even Hitler would use chemical weapons.
Yeah, right.
He said that in a press conference.
It's mustard gas. then,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
when Syria used chemical weapons, he's like, oh, these people are terrible. Not even Hitler would use chemical weapons. And you're like, oh, so I suppose gas chambers aren't chemical weapons.
Yeah. Gas chambers and mustard gas. Mind you, I think everybody used mustard gas.
Hitler was hit with mustard gas, so he wasn't down when he used it.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of other things he said, but I can't remember them. That's just the big one that's sort of... Yeah, this is the berserk mode. That's just the big one that sticks out, because it was so fucking retarded.
Yeah, but now that people are like... I think they,
Oh yeah, I like that one. He grabs them and he I think he throws the dude the knives, and then the dude catches the knives. At which point he then grabs the dude's fist and then forces them through his throat.
Oh, rough. Yeah, so within the Trump administration, some dude's been appointed. I think it's an attorney general or something like that, and he's sort of in charge of, or partly in charge of leading the whole Russian investigation shit, and Trump was going off at one of his members of staff about not protecting him from this guy. You're like, why do you need protection, motherfucker, if you didn't do anything wrong?
There's nothing wrong.
Like, and so, but now everybody's like seeing the signs. They're like, he's just gonna try and get rid of this guy that's leading that investigation now. This attorney general guy. So, and appoint a more sympathetic party. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, like.
That's the thing. He has so clearly have done something involving Russia.
Yeah.
Clearly. And everyone's just sort of looking. And his supporters just support him with
blindly.
blind loyalty. And everyone else is just like, we can see how stupid this cunt is.
Yeah.
But there's nothing we can do about it. I mean, it's highly likely he will be impeached, by the looks of it,
I fucking hope
before
so.
his term is over.
It's just this farcical situation.
Even his, I think his son has got meetings with Russian officials and stuff.
Yeah, they've actually...
And then he just keeps firing people that look too closely into it, and you're like,
dude,
this is not a sign of someone innocent.
Yeah, under the pretense that they're distracting from the real, things that we need to concentrate on. But
and then you're like, what's the Tyrion Lannister quote? Cutting out a person's tongue doesn't prove your innocence, it just shows that you have something to hide.
Yeah. Just bizarre. And how many dictators, I say dictators, how many dictators and stuff come in and then deliberately attack the media to discredit the media, and he's...
Not that the media is amazing.
Oh no! I mean the media shot themselves in the foot. Like they were doing shit media. But
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah,
One of the
he's
reasons
just,
why
like, doing
our
so many
generation is sort of
things.
so fed up with watching daytime media and stuff. It's like you
Yeah.
watch it and you're just like, how did our previous generations watch this shit?
Yeah, that's right.
Whereas we get most of our media off the internet and reading articles and stuff.
Yeah,
And we can sort of see, and even then you take it with a grain of salt because you
yeah. I mean,
check your resources and stuff.
Yeah, that's right. You can go and check and stuff.
You don't just blindly accept whatever Murdoch or other major news outlets tell you.
Yeah. Well, there was some video I watched the other day that was about how satirical media is actually like way better at representing actual issues, as opposed to how the mainstream stuff tends to just focus on weird little bullshit.
Things that grab headlines.
Yeah, grab the headlines and they'll just stick with them for ages, like as opposed to just actually concentrating on like the nuances behind like the real problems.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
very
that's
often
an
the
amazing
satirical
thing that
media
we
is
have
way
at the
better at
moment.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That comedians
Yeah.
are sort of like the bastions of common sense and
Yeah.
sort of not telling us what they think will get hits, but sort of just telling us the truth and being able to explain it to people in a way that they can understand and in a humorous way so they remember it.
Yeah. That's right.
Like what was something that there was what what's his name? Scottish dude, Scottish comedian in England. Kevin Bridges, that's his name. And I suspect he has a habit of portraying himself as thicker than he actually is. Because I watched this bit about
a lot
one
of
of his...
comedians do that.
Yeah, but in this... Cause it was on an episode of Would I Lie to You? And fucking hell, he was thick. But in this video that he'd done out of one of his stand-ups, he was going on about how in England and we have the same situation here, about having to, they're in deficit and they've got to try and get the deficit back, they're spending too much and all this other bullshit. And he was like, well, can't we just invade the Cayman Islands where all the fucking tax havens are?
Yeah.
And then he was going on about stuff, and a couple of jokes he made I thought were quite good. One of the jokes was because Centrelink and whatever it is equivalent over there, going hard on people that they because as a society in both Britain and Australia, if you're even perceived as being a slight bludger, then how dare you? But if you're a rich millionaire cheating the system, then you're okay. You're you know business and stuff.
Yeah.
I was looking for a way to torture this guy, but I couldn't find one. So I just smashed his face into the floor. And one of his lines was, "Oh, I see you're paralyzed from the neck down. Well, I hear some farmers are looking for some scarecrows." Now that is a terrible joke. It's like, as in, it's a good joke, but it's very sort of dark black humor.
Yeah.
But it works, and I guarantee you it would work, because it's not bad mouthing the dude who's a paraplegic.
Yeah.
It's bad mouthing the system that's forcing these guys to go into work.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is where a lot of people go, oh, black humor and all the rest of it is terrible and it shouldn't work, and you shouldn't say things like that. And you're like, well, no. A lot of humor is about making people think and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it pretty strongly illustrates the point there, doesn't it?
And then there was another one where he's like,
mental image of a dude in a wheelchair sitting out in the middle of a field and he's sunburnt and dehydrated.
so I can get my Centrelink. But then he was like, people complain. And he was talking about old people on Facebook complaining about supposed doll bludgers. And I've worked 2 jobs since I was 12 years old and blah 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 blah. And then he was like, oh yeah. And then they were like, I've worked 12 jobs since I was, I've worked 2 jobs since I was 12 years old, and all these people spending money on alcohol and cigarettes and stuff. How dare they sit on their ass and do that? And he was like, well, what we should do actually is give the dole bludgers that spend all their money on alcohol and cigarettes even more money, because they are highly taxable income, and the more money they spend on that shit, the more money we'll get into the pot, and so the more money we'll have overall.
Well, that's what Kevin Rudd did.
Yeah.
Yeah, all you poor guys, have this money, spend it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking this morning. Like, a lot of people don't give him enough credit, because we got through that economic crisis pretty much unscathed. Yeah. By spending the money from his checks.
Yeah.
Some people saved it, but most people went out and bought TVs and other things.
Yeah, that's right.
And so we got through that. And it's the spending that sort of helps that. Oh yeah, that was a buzzsaw if you missed that.
Yeah, I saw that. I still think the car's more brutal.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not quite as brutal if you'd seen the bit where he jams his face into the buzzsaw.
Yeah.
And then I think he said something along the lines of he was a good worker, kept his nose to the grindstone afterwards.
Fucking hell.
And yeah, it's, these billionaires people, these wealthy cunts that are saving their money, like, you're just keeping their money in bank accounts and never spending it, just so you can go, look how much money I have. And they're not saving it for anything in particular. It's just so they could have that much money. And they're, using these terrible tax havens, which I don't know why we still tolerate. We know about them. We know where they are. Why the fuck do we just just do something and stop it? I mean, I know why. It's because all the rich cunts that in charge are using these things.
That's right. Yeah, because all the politicians that have the power to make these changes are the ones that have a direct interest in it.
Yeah. And so they're the ones that are the problem. The money that should be, I suppose if we think of the economy.
You're starting to sound like a communist, bro.
Whatever! Having the economy as a sort of pot. And, you pay your taxes, they're putting money into the pot, and you take money out of the pot to pay for services.
Yeah.
And when people aren't paying their taxes, and putting their money into these offshore bank accounts and just saving it and all the rest of it,
like
that's money that isn't going into the pot.
Yeah.
And so then they start bad mouthing and taxing these poor people that just can't pay it.
Yeah.
And then just being assholes to them.
Because they're the easy ones. Yeah.
Yeah, they're an easy target because for some reason,
don't want to make anyone angry.
Idiots in the world will far easily get angry at a perceived bludger as opposed to someone ripping them off.
Yeah.
Because, we might be rich one day. It's that aspirational middle class that shits me to tears.
Yeah, it is weird bullshit. Yeah. I was listening to a podcast the other day about the hardships of being rich. And when the person that was introducing the story, it was like, this shows some of the points of some of the stuff that rich people have to deal with. Not that they get much sympathy from us. That was their introduction. But one of the things that came up from one guy who was like a very successful chap who worked with the bank, some kind of not economist. Anyway, was he was saying it was the biggest worry for him is how do I stop my children from becoming spoiled brats that just feel like they're entitled to my money. He said, I did actually work for this money. I did do the work. And I have a lot of it. My child has got a $5 a week allowance, and he feels hard done by because he knows that I've got like a $1 million income every week. He knows that. But he feels hard done by because he's only got $5 like everybody else.
What a little cunt.
And he said he didn't get more than $5 after that conversation. But I was like, that, like, as much as, yes, they had the money, but that is a valid concern of somebody. And it was like, how do you stop your children becoming just a total little shit?
Yeah,
And one lady who was an heiress, and that was another thing with heirs of the money. She was an heiress, and she actually like
Gina
made it.
Reinhardt.
Yeah, well, yeah. Except for this lady made a concerted effort to like get rid of her. You know,
Oh.
her siblings didn't. Her siblings sort of just hung out with other heirs of large incomes and stuff. But she made a concerted effort to use her money for other stuff and manage it as a fund for other good things. So not using the money for herself. So she had a job and everything, but everybody she worked with and stuff didn't know she was a millionaire. And so I thought that was kind of interesting with situations like that.
That stuff I don't mind because they're
Yeah.
obviously they're spending, and they're actually decent people.
Yeah.
It's like there's a couple of really like stupid fucks on in Britain, and
Oh God.
like, there's one dude who's what's his name? There's one dude who's
This person doesn't know how pedestal drill works. Anyway, yeah.
there's one dude. I can't remember his name, but he's just this stupid motherfucker. Like, you can't tell the time, and he's in his 20s.
Right.
He can't blow his nose.
It's just
He's just a
rich
special-
entitled
yes.
shit.
But he's also, I think he's part of that Jersey Shore or something. I think he's actually, I'm not sure if he's a rich entitled little shit or whether he's just a sort of aspirational middle class that's suddenly gotten rich.
How the fuck did he get rich?
Yeah, I know.
That's
Well, he's part of one of those TV shows, like the Jersey Shore thing.
all right. Okay. Right. So he's an actor.
Yeah. Well, actors are strong.
Yeah.
He is in a reality TV show that isn't a reality TV
Oh, okay. All right. Wow.
But there are other rich dudes, like kids of wealthy guys, or wealthy people, and they're just stupid motherfuckers. Like, and so at least with like the people that amass the fortune, generally they're okay dudes because they started off in humble origins, and so they're sort of okay, and you can respect them enough because they made the fortune. But
Yeah. People
a lot
like
of them are
fucking
just
Reinhardt.
dicks. They're
Yeah.
just dicks.
Yeah. Holy shit. Oh, and
stealing my money.
And there's little fuckers that somehow come by the money, and you're like,
Talk to me, punk.
if I had the money you have, which you are just spending on shit like cars you don't need and alcohol and drugs.
Even if they,
Yeah.
as long as they're spending, I don't mind. They can just be an idiot.
Yeah, but so why do I have to be a rich idiot?
Yeah, I know,
if you
they
or
could
I
be
had the
doing-
money, then we would actually, yes, we would spend the money, but we'd spend the money on shit that actually like helps with the future for our friends and family.
Yeah, I know.
That didn't just benefit us. Not that even benefits them. It just sort of gives them some kind of, I don't know, weird false happiness thing. If it doesn't, we already know that. Rich people aren't happier.
They just fucking irritate me. Fucking irritates me. Ooh.
Ooh, what's
Now
this
I'm not
one?
sure what that is, but
Like
in the scene,
Acid bath or something?
yeah, I think it's like battery acid or something. Oh, this water's delicious.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
What's that about you forgetting your water bottle?
Look, it almost looks like he's drinking. But
Yeah.
I'm so parched.
And then you see-
Motherfuckers.
Yeah. And then you see when he comes up, it's it's been gloriously covered, but yeah, he's got like a skull or something.
Wow, that's pretty effective. It's like an acid. I think it's hydrofluoric acid or something like that. That it's got a like a particular preference for calcium or something like that. So I don't know how the chemistry of it works, and I may well be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's hydrofluoric acid. But it's the whole thing that, you know, if it specifically targets calcium, then you could, you know, like pipe it into somebody and dissolve their bones. Like,
Damn.
I mean, it would still eat the rest of them away, but it was like, you know, that was the theory in high school. I was like, ooh, that'd be good torture. I don't know if there's like what the practicality of it would be, or if it would just.
Yeah, see, it's okay when I can talk to you about this stuff, because if I talk to a lot of people about this sort of thing, they sort of look at me and go, well, you scare me.
Well, you know, you used to have like those little,
out.
those little conversations in school where it's almost like a role play thing where you try and come up with the worst torture to do to each other. Like, oh, really? So you'd tie me to a chair and get the razor blades? Well, I would. You know?
See, I think I probably would have gotten a lot better with you guys. Because, like, in my school, I didn't sort of have that.
Didn't have that venting.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, we were
just
sad, depraved bunch of geeks.
Most of my school was just what to do on the weekend, how to get drunk.
Yeah. Which cow to fuck. Which sheep to chase down. Marry.
This is something that's irritating me. Is this the line? Those who give up freedom for safety deserve neither, or something like that. It's a line that I think is sort of it's a quote that's sort of been taken out of context a little bit over the years.
It sounds like a wartime quote.
Yeah, but this sort a man with 4 guns and a knife arrested at Phoenix Comic Con. So now that prop weapons are banned
At the
Comic Con.
with the actual knives and guns.
Yeah, some dude brought actual knives and guns in, and so now prop
Right.
ones are banned.
Right.
Which
Nah.
I don't know. It
You
irritates
think they'll
me.
just check them at the fucking door? Like,
Yeah.
that is a real knife. Leave it here. You know? That's just bizarre.
It's just I'm one of those people that would prefer to have, you know, be on the lookout a little bit, or maybe, you know, like I have to approach life with a bit of danger to keep my freedom, because I would rather have my freedom than be, you know, essentially like locked up in a little bubble with everyone controlling my every step and move.
Yeah. We've got the right to bear arms, man. No, sorry.
Yeah, I'm not quite that far.
That's the stepping stone, though. That's the danger of it, is you end up with whack jobs like that.
Well, can't we just have a
Yeah.
decent meeting?
I know. The sensible centre. Yeah.
Maybe that's what we should call this, and get rid of the something and call the sensible centre.
Yeah, but that sounds like the origins of the actual Liberal Party.
Yeah, well, they can get fucked, okay?
Yeah. The sensible centre. Alright, I like it. Except for I'm a bit too lefty sometimes.
Yeah, I know. I am definitely centre.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, if only because, like, shit like with the potatoes, where you just don't care enough to stop doing it.
Yeah.
So...
But I've been seeing a lot of this, whether at the Comic Cons and stuff. Like, and it just
About
goes
weapons.
back to
Yeah,
prop
see,
weapons and
why
stuff.
take the massive foam hammer away from the... You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, what the fuck is he gonna do? Smother someone with it? I doubt it.
Oh, maybe someone's hiding stuff in it, which I suppose would be scanners.
Wow.
Like, you know, use scanners to get it.
Yeah, wouldn't have thought. Yeah, it's bizarre. Did you just shoot that dude with the shotgun and not shoot him?
Yes.
That wouldn't happen.
Marvel... yeah, I know. Marvel wants everybody... Oh, yeah. Apparently Marvel, along with its creating decent movies, has decided that it's probably going to start making decent games.
About fucking time.
It's talking about leaving movie tie-in projects and just, you know, getting rid of them and actually just making decent games. Instead of like this, where the game sort of comes after a decent movie,
Yeah.
and they're sort of tied into the movie, and it's more likely that you'll try, like, you know, the video game is sort of its own advertisement of the movie,
Yeah.
and instead they're just going to focus on making really good Marvel type games.
Yeah.
Because there aren't a lot of really good Marvel games, I don't think. DC
It
sort
could
of
be.
DC sort of had the monopoly on video games and animations.
Yeah.
There isn't a decent Marvel animated universe.
I think it's because they cottoned onto the fact that the gritty reboot movies are working well, so
Yeah.
they should do the same thing with the games. Like,
Whereas and Marvel sort of started to get back into trying to get the what is it? Trying to catch up with the animated cinematic universe, but DC's sort of ahead of that. Whereas DC is trying to catch up with their movie universe, the cinematic universe,
yeah.
but Marvel's sort of way ahead.
Yeah.
And so now Marvel's trying to do decent video games. Like, I mean, DC's mostly Batman,
Yeah.
but Batman's a fairly decent.
Yeah.
Has made them quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
Where I think they're starting that with the new Spider-Man game, which has got using a lot of the Arkham City, or Arkham Asylum, the Arkham games style of combat, which I thought was pretty decent. And so we're going to chuck him in a
Ooh,
car compactor.
nice.
And from the trailer I watched, and bring it into Marvel, it looked pretty good, and it actually suited better, because Spider-Man can actually bounce around the screen, whereas instead of Batman just sort of leaping from one enemy to the other,
Yeah.
Spider-Man will
that's
actually
right,
jump
yeah,
from
so
one
it has
enemy to the other.
Similar mechanic, but different superhero. But obviously, in this instance, yeah.
So I'm looking forward to this new Spider-Man game. It should be good.
Oh, I'll have to watch the trailer. I don't think I've seen it.
I would like and the thing is, Marvel sort of, because Marvel's a bit better than DC in that most of its superheroes are sort of shades of grey, and a lot of them are, doing good for good's sake.
Yeah.
They're not all Captain America.
Yeah, like Black Widow and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like an Iron Man video game would be pretty sweet.
That would be fucking sweet.
Like,
especially if you had
the suit like Dead Space wise.
Well, yeah, but especially also if you had like shop mods. So you
go
into your shop and use his mad display and go like, all right, I'm gonna put on like the
actually
the cannon for this
Iron Man
mission.
would be good for VR.
That would.
That
I bet that's where they're going with it.
That would be nice. I reckon Iron Man,
will.
you could sit in like the VR system and like fly around and shoot the. I reckon VR would suit well with Iron Man.
If they don't do that, they're fucking idiots.
Yes.
Do you hear that?
Hulk. I think a Hulk video game would be good. There was already a Hulk video game, but it was sort of prototypey. I think they Hulk.
Okay, yeah.
It was the first game, and then they created Prototype, who was done by the same developers.
Yeah, I think if they did, they would be. It would be better to have it so you were not just the Hulk,
but Bruce Banner.
Bruce Banner as well. So there would be bits of the missions and stuff that you can only do as Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
So you've actually got some character and story development instead of Hulk smash.
Well, there's more to Hulk's personality, but I think a lot of it's fairly stupid. Like, one of the theories is that Hulk is so that the gamma ray has affected his brain, and he's actually just so fucking intelligent that every little bit of this what seems like mindless destruction is actually ways of him avoiding innocent civilian casualties and stuff. But it just sounds like wank.
Yeah, that sounds like wank.
Epic wank.
Because if he was that smart, he wouldn't be smashing into so much
Yeah.
shit.
I think it was
Unless
just-
it's
I
part
think
of
it
his
was just-
master plan.
I don't think so. I think it was just their way of trying to, kind of like what I was saying with Guts in an earlier video, where it, in the animation, it's sort of lost in translation from the manga or comic to animation,
Yeah.
where they're trying to sort of make him not look like as much of an asshole.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas in Berserk, they're trying to make him not as much of a villain protagonist as he could be sometimes. The Hulk, they're trying to make him so a bit more kid-friendly and more of a hero type personality instead of an anti-hero.
Yeah.
Thor
Yeah.
would be a pretty good
That
game.
would be sick. Oh, you could have some really good mechanics with the hammer and shit.
Mm.
Yeah.
I reckon Thor would be a pretty decent hack and slash game.
Yeah.
Or God of War game, actually. Which is a
yeah,
hack and
yeah,
slash, but
because you could have some basic puzzle solving and stuff, but not like,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, yeah.
and you know, going through the cosmos and different
Oh,
planets
in the
and stuff.
nuts.
Yeah. This was just for fun. I'm not interrogating this guy. I'm just punching him because I could.
Oh, rough. Hey, sleazebag.
Whereas with DC, there's not a whole lot. I mean, Ghost Rider's another one for Marvel, but DC, you got Batman. But there's not a whole lot you can do with Superman. I've always hated Superman as a character because he's just too perfect.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman would be an interesting one. I wouldn't mind Wonder Woman video game.
No, here's one you can do for Superman. So, have the old situation where, like in the very beginning of the game, you get a taste of what it's like to have your full powers, and then you get whacked with the kryptonite.
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
And
kind
the
of
whole
like
way through the game, you slowly get your powers back until like the end fight when you're fighting, you know, Zod
yeah,
or some shit.
if you
I
get
don't know.
shot like with a kryptonite bullet.
Yeah. So that
Sort of-
that could work.
Yeah, sort of like the Metroid games where Samus loses her suit at the beginning of every fucking game.
Yeah, right.
And so you get a taste of how many powers she has in a suit, but then the suit's not very. It's a fucking. It's a joke, like running around memes and stuff. She's all extremely powerful, but at the start of most of the games, if not every game,
Yeah.
she gets knocked and the suit just breaks,
Yeah.
and so she spends the rest of the game getting the suit back.
Yeah, but I think that could work with Superman, and you could have bits in it where you get like an anecdote that lasted for a certain period of time, and you'd get a little bit of powers back over that period of time. So you know, yeah, I don't know. I think that if you're creative, you could find a better way of making it. You know what I mean? Like, because the alternative would just be like, you know, bright colors and flying around and zapping shit. You know,
Stupid.
it would be stupid.
But Wonder Woman would be pretty decent, but she sort of
Yeah,
suffers a
could be
bit
pretty
from, unless you were sort of on her island and fighting off sort of Amazonians and like you know, Greek mythology stuff, but they actually posed a challenge to her.
Yeah.
Or Green Lantern in space, in the Space Corps,
Yeah, that
could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think they already had a Green Lantern video game, but it was sort of based off that terrible movie with Ryan Reynolds in it.
Yeah.
Cyborg is a member of the Justice League now. Cyborg
Oh,
might
yeah,
be
yeah, yeah. He could be good.
alright. But the problem with Cyborg is he's not like a major character. But I suppose with this new movie, he could become one.
Yeah. Then we got the Flash. That would be hard to.
Yeah, without it being a fucking racing game.
Yeah.
I suppose
And
you
the
could work.
alternatives there could get really fucking confusing because the Flash can time travel. So.
I suppose you could do like a prototype style game, but without the destruction. Just run like parkouring it around the
and stuff. Yeah, you could build some pretty cool mechanics like bullet time mechanics into
Yeah.
how fast he moves and stuff like that. Yeah, you can do it.
running around the city and having to do timed events and stuff.
Maybe as like an origin, so he doesn't have his full abilities.
Yeah.
So you start off like prototype, and you start to gain. Well, you know, not
More powers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gain again. So you
Yeah,
gain
you
more
can
powers
just
as
just
go
run
along.
around, but just like get to different crime scenes quicker and whatnot.
Yeah, so you still got your fighting combos, but then you get quicker and you start to do more bullet time. So you start to do shit. You'd actually almost have a mechanic like in Mordor, where,
Oh, yeah.
where you target a person from a distance
Yeah,
and you
they
go
just-
zap, go in, do all the shit to him, do all the combo moves, and then watch
Yeah.
the replay, and then slam. You know what I mean?
That'd actually be alright. Yeah.
That could be pretty good. You could
My
do some
mistake.
fun out of that.
I retract my earlier statement that DC doesn't have a lot.
All right, see, we just you gotta get creative. What we could be working for these people, coming up with some ideas.
Yeah.
But they've already probably got like smart people
Oh,
doing those jobs.
I fucking wonder sometimes
Yeah, true.
that some of these people go in there and they just like with the Berserk anime, man. It's just shit. And I've watched people actually do videos and they just ignore. Like if we turned up to the film course,
Yeah,
making a lot of the mistakes that the people. It's not just the CG, like the CGI. That's fine. I could cope with that. But like the movies did great, but they're just making mistakes that if we did that in the film course, they would just fucking shoot us.
yeah. I wonder if there's a cultural thing. I wonder if they're like, we're looking at it from a Western cultural thing, and if there's like
I'm not sure
an
because
Eastern or
that's
Japanese
the dude who
cultural-
made the 2016 anime also made the Devil May Cry anime, and the Devil May Cry anime was all right if missing a bit, if it could have used a few more action scenes.
Yeah.
But the Berserk anime is just terrible, and like even some of the CGI is just shit. Like I'll show you some later, but there's one scene where the dude just like he doesn't mutate into his demon form. He just
appears.
fades.
Yeah. Okay.
And then there's just scenes where there's no detail on the hands and stuff. It's just plain black and it's just real lazy animation.
Yeah.
Some scenes are alright. Like I've seen GIFs and stuff where it looks cool.
Yeah.
And that's where I get the feeling with these directors and these animators just don't have that sort of insight. They know oh, this will make money, but not, oh, this will be cool.
Yeah.
And this is where the fucking game decides that it doesn't want to load.
Ooh, loading not.
That is the end of the video.
Ugh.
But yeah, those games sounded alright.
Yeah.
Fucking Aquaman would be an interesting one. Underwater.
Yeah, see, I don't know.
Permanent underwater level.
Yeah, that's true.
Most people hate underwater levels.
Well, you can go out of water as well, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know that much about Aquaman, but I suppose he's
I've
just
seen
a
a
good
few-
physical combat character that can
Yeah.
talk to fish.
From what I've seen, in the DC animated universe, essentially, I think he has the same kind of powers as, like he has the same physical strength as Superman, I think,
Oh, damn.
or he's sort of not maybe not quite, but he's definitely close.
Yeah.
Like, he is just like he's way stronger than the average human, like
Yeah.
way stronger.
I
Almost
assume
to-
that his thing is
maybe
as
not-
an Atlantean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's half Atlantean.
Oh,
At least that's in the DC animated
that's
universe.
an Atlantean like then. Whoa. Yeah.
He's like half human, half Atlantean, so he can sort of get the best of both worlds. He doesn't need. Actually, I don't know how that works because another one. But anyway, I think that's it. The reason why he's half human, half Atlantean is to bridge the two worlds,
Oh, okay.
so they're not at war.
Yeah,
Because a lot of the
that's
Atlanteans want to go to war and just waste us.
I don't blame him.
Because I think he has the same level of strength and speed as Wonder Woman.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was wondering if they had if
Yeah.
there was a connection there between those.
I think that's his sort of level of potential is Wonder Woman. Not quite Superman
Yeah.
in terms of strength, but he definitely Wonder Woman. He's got the same strength and speed as Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And he can also talk to fish.
Yeah. Which could actually come in and have some cool things. Like you could have levels like obviously water levels and stuff, where you could like call in Leviathan or something like that.
Oh yeah.
You know, once the level builds up or something, you're like,
It's great.
it'd be pretty cool.
What is it? There's
Shark
one scene.
attack.
Yeah. This,
Yes.
Yeah, this shark fucking like he's on like of course you're fighting Aquaman on the pier, and the villain's doing this great big thing. At which point Aquaman just calls a fucking great white, and the great white just comes along, bites this dude, and crawls back into the ocean.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I can't even remember. It's one of the children's cartoons of DC, and it had the Atom, but he like decided to like quit
Okay.
being I think it's the Atom, yeah, because he can shrink himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Ant-Man, but anyway, and he's like quit being a hero or whatever, and he was shrunk, but I think he got stuck that way or something like that, and he was lost in some jungle somewhere doing exploring, and Aquaman turns up, but he's shrunk as well. I can't remember why, but they get into a spot of bother, and they need to get somewhere quickly.
Oh yeah.
And Aquaman like does his mad fish call thing, and silverfish turn up,
Yeah.
and it's like, what? They're
Not even a fish.
and the hopper is like, a fish is a fish. And they ride off.
I think that was I think that's all Batman Brave and the Bold. I think.
Oh yeah, it probably was actually. Yeah, so good.
Oh,
It's just the best.
the video's ended.
Oh.
We got too busy talking about DC and Marvel. So we'll stop it there, and we'll chat later. Ciao, motherfuckers. Damn it. Fuck!
Press another button.